guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to do an eyebrow routine for you guys. I'm going to show you the products I use and how I do my eyebrow. Alright, so what I use for my eyebrows are, so I use the LA Colors Browy Wowie Brow Pencil. I don't know how, but it looks like this. There's one end where the pencil is and then the other end's a brush. Pretty standard for an eyebrow pencil. What I like about this is that it's retractable and it's more of like a waxy finish, and I kind of like that because I feel like it keeps the brow hairs more in place. And I usually use a dark brown, or maybe not black but close to black. So this one I guess is their, I think this is their darkest shade besides black. It is espresso, and I usually buy these at Daiso. They're like $2.50 a pencil, so I always buy a lot. The concealer I use right now is the Dose of Colors, the Meet Your Hue concealer, and I saw this trick on TikTok and I actually really have been liking it because it makes my eyebrows look more natural. What they do is just put some concealer on your brows, so just like this. Yeah, and then take the beauty blender. Sorry, I have my mirror right here. And then just blend it out on top of your hairs. Kind of like, it gives it kind of like a base. I forgot what in the TikTok, what they said this exactly does, but I just feel like it makes it look more natural and more blended out rather than just putting the pencil directly on your skin, because sometimes like the skin around your eyebrows is oily. I feel like it gets more darker or more pigmented, but when I do it with the concealer on first, it looks a lot more blended. And after that, I just use the brush side and just brush my brows into place a little bit. I don't know if you guys could see that. And now I'm going to fill in my brows. So this is the technique I use to fill in my brows with a brow pencil. Or actually, I use this technique whether or not I use a pomade or a pencil or whatever. Anyway, so I outline the bottom first, and then I outline the top, and then I fill it in like 2/3 of the way. So I'll show you right now. Let me do it right here. Yeah, you can see. So I fill in the bottom, just like so. So there's the bottom, and then I do the tail, so like that, and then I do my other left eyebrow. This one is kind of harder to do because I have like a bald spot like right here, so it's not like filled in all the way. So I kind of have to imagine that there's hair there, I guess. And then do the tail. And yeah, so it's been, my brow journey has come a long ways. Oh man, if I inserted my brows of how I did them when I started wearing makeup when I was 16, 15, ooh. I'm just like, why girl, why did you fill in your eyebrows like that? But yeah, and then I start kind of filling in a little bit, and then so kind of like from here, I do the top, kind of like outlining it like this. Oh shoot, it's okay if you like, sometimes I like go over, but can you see like the outline? I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I like doing, for my eyebrows, I like doing the same thing on each first. So I did the outline for the bottom and then the outline for this. I don't like doing like one brow first and then the other, if that makes sense. I kind of like to do one first and then the other, so it could be as similar as possible, because remember, your eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters. And for sure my eyebrows are sisters because my facial structure is different. Like this eyebrow goes higher than the other, like, you know, all that stuff. You would know if you know, if you do your eyebrows and you do makeup. And so slowly from there, I like connect my tail like that. Do you see that? Same thing on the other side. So I find my left eyebrow to be a little bit skinnier, or I don't know, I can't explain how I feel about my eyebrows. Or like I can't really describe my eyebrows, but I just know that they're very different, and when I fill them in, I could like feel, like you know how you could feel like your brow bone here? I feel like my left brow bone is like really different than my right brow bone. Like I could just fill it in nicely, but for here, it's like kind of, my left eyebrow is kind of weird. So yeah. So that's how the outline is for my brows, and then I fill it in kind of like starting here to the outside, so not the front, like you know. It does take a little longer for me when I do my makeup blind, when I'm wearing makeup with my glasses, and of course I'm doing my makeup blind, so it takes a little while because I feel like I can't see as clearly. But yeah, I just try to fill it in. So this is what it looks like so far. And then from then on, what I do is I start brushing the front and kind of blending out the front. So you don't want like a square in the front. You want your eyebrows to look more natural. So since I outlined right here on the bottom, but I didn't fill anything, I try to like start from the bottom and then I brush up to like blend the color up, if that makes sense.
What you doing?
I'm making a video!
Oh, sorry.
There's Jared. I used to do, when I filled in my brows, it wasn't like a square in the front, but like I did not blend that out before. I used to try to do like the ombre thing, but yeah, I don't try to ombre it so much. There was a point in time where I did, but nowadays, you know, when you get older, you just like to look more natural and appreciate your features, and I feel like that's how I am. Okay, so I zoomed in more, and yeah, so I just wanted you guys to see how the brows look right now. So they're a little bit gray. Let me get my small mirror. So they look a little bit crazy right now. But yeah, I just brushed them through first. And then I outline them with concealer. And I used to use a really like small flat brush. Here, let me show you. I used to use this type of like flat brush to outline my eyebrows. And I started using like a bigger one like this, so if you could see the difference. But I don't know how I feel yet about using a bigger brush, because I see a lot of beauty gurus use like a bigger or like a flat brush, which makes more sense. You can get more defined eyebrows, but I feel like it doesn't really matter as long as you get something that works for you. So what I'm gonna do is do the bottom. So I do the bottom first. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. How am I gonna do this? So I'm gonna start at the bottom. So I do, oh shoot, it's okay, it's fine if you get concealer on the bottom. But I try my best to outline. I start from like the tail, because that's where like you get your shape. So I feel like it's better to start there first. And then bring it out like that. So your goal is to try to keep the shape that you outlined, you filled already, as much as possible. Before, I would just fill in whatever, fill in really ugly, and then I would carve it out. So sometimes I would I'd put concealer over the product that I used, and it was just really messy. So I would say try your best to perfect the filling of the brows first before you carve and conceal out your brows. So once it's there, I just blend it down to my eyelid because I use concealer as kind of like a base or like a primer for eyeshadow sometimes. So yeah, whatever's in the brush, just leave it like that. So yeah, that's one eye. And then I'll do the other eye real quick. Okay, I'm just gonna take my beauty blender, just blend it out a little. Okay, now for the top. So I used to always have to carve, like literally shape my brows, but for days where I just want to look a little more natural, I just don't carve out the top. And sometimes when I want to just fix the arch a little bit, then I will. So in that case, I am going to do that. I'm not going to apply any concealer on this. I'm just going to use whatever's left over and basically just sharpen the tail a little bit. This, sharpen it out. Use my pinky. There, do you guys see that? You see how clean it looks? And then do the same for the other side. But I'm trying not to, I try not to reshape it completely, but sometimes I end up doing just that and then I like mess up and make it too thin, but I'm trying my best not to do that right now since I'm making a video. Yeah, you guys see that? You see that? Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, it is clear. So, you can see my eyebrows. Yeah, that's how they look. Oh, see, well, this one looks more sharper than the other, but it doesn't matter. And then depending on how I feel about the front, sometimes I'll just lightly go over it like this. Just clean up any of the brow pencil in the front. And then it doesn't matter if there's concealer on here because I'm gonna end up covering it with foundation anyways if I'm doing a full set of makeup. And then also sometimes if I want to really go more natural on my brows, I'll use concealer on the bottom and then my foundation on the top, just so it doesn't look, you can't see, like you could see how it's like lighter around the outline of my eyebrows because that's the concealer. After that, I fill in whatever I feel needs more of the pencil. So any like bald spots, if I lost any of the color from the concealer, or I just try to define like the gradient, so make it just more darker at the ends. Then I go in and I do one final brush through just to see. And then the last step is I use brow gel. So I still don't know how to feel about this brow gel, but I'm using the Morphe clear brow gel. And I just gel it up to make sure it stays. And there you go. There's my eyebrow tutorial. This is the finished brow look. Or this is the brows, I guess. Oh my gosh, I suck at using my camera. But yeah, these are the finished brows. Let me know what you think.